In an unpredictable world where natural disasters, emergencies, or unexpected situations can arise, being prepared with a sustainable food supply is crucial. Imagine having a pantry stocked with essential foods that never expire, providing both sustenance and peace of mind. Exploring the world of non-perishable foods, you'll discover a fascinating variety of items that can last indefinitely, from grains and sweeteners to superfoods and seasonings. This video to the 11 foods to stockpile unveils key ingredients that not only withstand the test of time but also retain their nutritional value and flavor. Prepare to transform your pantry into a haven of long-lasting nourishment. 11. Honey. When it comes to foods that never expire, honey tops the list without question. This natural sweetener is not just a staple in countless households, it's a survival essential. Honey has been found in ancient Egyptian tombs, still perfectly edible, a testament to its incredible longevity. Why doesn't honey go bad like every other food? The key lies in its composition. Honey boasts an impressively low water content paired with a low pH level, creating an acidic environment inhospitable to bacteria and microorganisms. You should definitely consider stockpiling honey because it doesn't just sit on the shelf, it thrives there. Honey's usefulness doesn't end with its eternal shelf life. It's your go-to solution for more than just sweetening your tea. Think of honey as a natural powerhouse. It can soothe a sore throat, act as a healthy sugar substitute in baking, and even provide a quick energy boost when you're flagging. Honey's antibacterial properties make it an excellent choice for treating minor burns and cuts, a handy option if traditional medicine isn't available. Remember, honey is not just a food, it's a multifunctional component of your pantry that deserves prime space. But don't be reckless. Raw or unpasteurized honey is what you should seek out for maximum benefits. This is honey in its most untouched form, packed with antioxidants and nutrients that processed honey leaves behind. It's worth noting that while honey lasts forever, crystallization can occur. If your honey gets grainy or solidifies, it's not spoiling. A simple warm bath will return it to its liquid form, making it just as good as new. Don't overlook honey's importance in your stockpile strategy. With food security at risk and the future uncertain, this sweet gem offers a reliable source of nutrition and utility. The lesson here is simple: if you're planning for the long haul, honey should be a staple in your emergency supplies. Skip the short lifespan of other perishables and impress the next generations with your foresight. Your honey will be there before, during, and after any storm. 10. Canned meat. Canned meat is a top contender for any stockpile aiming to last indefinitely. When it comes to long-term food storage, the practicality and resilience of canned meats are unmatched. Thanks to the canning process, which subjects the product to high temperatures and seals it airtight, it effectively annihilates any bacteria or microorganisms. This means canned meat is incredibly shelf-stable, a fundamental principle when curating foods that last forever. For those serious about preparedness, protein is non-negotiable, and canned meats deliver it in abundance. Included are options like chicken, beef, pork, and even more exotic varieties. Each offers a convenient source of energy and muscle maintenance when fresh supplies are scarce or entirely unavailable. One crucial aspect of canned meats is ensuring packaging integrity. It's blunt but true: if the can isn't perfect, neither is the meat inside. Damaged, dented, or bulging cans can jeopardize the product's safety, turning a supposed resource into a liability. The responsibility falls on you to inspect each can meticulously before it finds its place in your stockpile. This simple check can be the difference between a nutritious meal and a health hazard. Storage of canned meat also demands your attention. Avoid damp or overly humid environments. Stick to cool, dark places where accidental damage is least likely to occur. Properly stored, cans can endure harsh conditions but prefer stability. Remember, this isn't just about sticking cans in a corner, it's about safeguarding your future meals. Of course, variety is also a vital aspect of your long-term storage. Relying solely on canned meats might offer protein, but a comprehensive diet is necessary for overall health. Canned meats should complement other non-perishable items, offering a balanced spread during tough times. Ultimately, in the catalog of foods that never expire, canned meat stands proudly. It's reliable, doesn't demand much, and when the chips are down, it provides. Count on canned meat to hold its ground in your stockpile, offering sustenance when it's needed most. But don't take it for granted. Store it wisely, check those cans, and respect the role it plays in your long-term plans. White rice, the eternal staple of your pantry. White rice is your go-to when it comes to stockpiling food that stands the test of time. Seriously, with the right storage conditions, this grain can last a whopping 30 years. The secret to its longevity? It lacks those pesky natural oils found in brown rice that cause spoilage. So while you're hoarding supplies for doomsday or just trying to survive the next big storm, white rice will sit loyally on your shelves, unbothered by the passage of time. But don't just toss it in any old container. For maximum shelf life, you need to get serious about storage. Think Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Yes, it sounds a bit technical, but trust us, it's worth it. These little oxygen gobblers will create an environment so inhospitable to spoilage that even the most determined microorganisms will call it quits. Make sure you keep this stash at room temperature. Away from moisture, white rice doesn't play well with damp conditions. Now, you might be thinking, why white rice? The answer is simple: versatility and durability. This stuff is a blank canvas. Pair it with beans, mix it with veggies, or toss it in a soup. White rice adapts. In times of crisis, or if your fridge gives out, you'll want food that you can throw together in endless combinations without overthinking. Plus, a little goes a long way. A single cup of uncooked white rice yields about 3 cups of cooked rice, making it ideal for stretching meals and filling stomachs. In the end, white rice might not be the most glamorous item in your food stash, but if you're planning for the long haul, it's indispensable. It doesn't just sit around waiting for its time to shine, it holds steady, prepared for when you need it most. So next time you contemplate your stockpile essentials, remember, white rice is a no-brainer. Its ability to endure the ages and nourish generations makes it nothing short of essential. 8. Pasta. Pasta is hands down one of the champions of long-term food storage. Why? Because it's made from durum wheat, which boasts a high protein content. This isn't just a random fact, it's important because it makes pasta less susceptible to spoilage than other grains. The big win here is its low moisture level, which is a natural deterrent against bacterial growth. Essentially, pasta is almost immune to the typical decomposition processes that ruin other foods. When it comes to storage, the strategy is straightforward and proven. You need airtight containers, no exceptions. But don't stop there, use Mylar bags too. These bags add an extra layer of protection. Throw in some oxygen absorbers, and you've got a hostile environment for anything that could degrade this staple over time. Do this right, and your pasta stash can last a whopping 20 to 30 years. That's 2 to 3 decades of security, stored in a cool, dry place without any additional tennis match of upkeep. Let's be blunt, if you're not stockpiling pasta, you're making a strategic error. In times of uncertainty, or even just for routine preparedness, pasta provides a reliable, versatile food source. It's your nutritional safety blanket and your guaranteed supper under pressure. You don't need a full pantry or a range of fancy ingredients to make a meal out of pasta. Whether it's served plain with tomato sauce or with any canned goods you've got, it'll fill you up and give you carbs, which are critical for energy. Let's not pretend we're talking about some luxury. Pasta is cheap and readily available. Yet it's invaluable in a crisis because it turns any pantry mishmash into a legitimately satisfying meal. In essence, pasta is the ultimate no-brainer when it comes to stockpiling foods that don't expire. If it's not already in your reserves, correcting that oversight should be your top priority. Get smart. Get pasta. You won't regret it. 7. Dried beans. Dried beans are a no-brainer when it comes to stockpiling food that doesn't expire. These little gems are absolutely packed with protein, fiber, and essential minerals like iron, magnesium, and zinc. You need these nutrients in your diet to stay healthy, especially when fresh food isn't available. Dried beans are not only a nutritional powerhouse but also one of the most versatile ingredients you can have in your pantry. They can be transformed into a wide variety of dishes, from soups and stews to salads and stir-fries. Quite frankly, if you don't have dried beans stored away, you're doing it wrong. Unlike their canned counterparts, dried beans don't come with any expiry date to worry about as long as you store them correctly. This means making sure they're bone dry and kept in airtight containers to lock out moisture and stop any mold or insect invasion in their tracks. A damp bean is a doomed bean. Don't trust opaque containers either. You need to see what's going on in there to ensure your stash stays pristine. If stored right, dried beans can last indefinitely. Forget paying for short-lived junk, invest in something that'll be there when you need it. People overlook dried beans because they take some time to cook, but that's more to your benefit. In a survival situation, time might be all you've got, and having to soak and cook them makes them a resource-efficient, reliable option. Once cooked, you can chuck them in just about anything or even eat them on their own. Plus, buying dried beans in bulk is usually way cheaper than other protein sources, giving you more bang for your buck. If you haven't stockpiled dried beans yet, it's time to change that. Whether it's black beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, or lentils, having a good assortment means you're ready for whatever situation life throws at you. These hard-working legumes are the backbone of any reliable long-term food strategy. Don't ignore them. 6. Salt. In the world of stockpiling essentials, salt stands undefeated. Humans have relied on this crystal compound, primarily made of sodium chloride, for ages. It's not just another ingredient to flavor your meals, it's a powerhouse in food preservation. When it comes to preserving, salt is your best friend. It draws moisture out of food, making it a less suitable place for bacteria and other pathogens. No moisture means no bacteria, which in turn means your food lasts longer. Salt's indefinite shelf life is made possible because it's a mineral, not a perishable food. It doesn't spoil, mold, or deteriorate. When stored correctly in a sealed container away from moisture, its potency is constant. No fancy treatment or refrigeration required. This is why salt should be a go-to staple in any long-term storage plan. Its uses are vast and varied. Beyond preserving food, salt can be utilized for curing meats, pest control, and even cleaning. It's useful in a myriad of settings, particularly in emergencies when resources are scarce. Having a supply of salt means you have the means to preserve food, preventing spoilage over long stretches where fresh provisions might not be available. Salt also packs a punch in culinary settings. It enhances flavor and brings out the best in ingredients. Therefore, while other seasonings may become ineffective over time, your salt will remain steadfast. Cooking in tough times doesn't mean sacrificing taste when salt is in your pantry. Furthermore, salt contributes to essential bodily functions, like maintaining a proper balance of fluids, transmitting nerve signals, and muscle functioning. Imagine having a resource that can boost nutrition and preservation capabilities. Salt is that resource, a cornerstone in both culinary and emergency preparedness arsenals. 5. Canned fruits and vegetables. You must stockpile canned fruits and vegetables. Why? Because they're the superheroes of long-term food storage. They retain nutrients and flavor for extended periods, all thanks to the magic of canning. This means you've got a supply of essential vitamins and minerals ready to go whenever you need them, without the hassle of spoilage or waste. Its simple canned fruits and vegetables are reliable, stable, and won't let you down when you're in a bind. But here's the kicker: you need to be smart about storage. It's crucial to ensure the cans aren't damaged. A dent might not seem like a big deal, but damaged cans can lead to contaminated food, and that's the last thing you want. If you find any can with bulges, dents, or rust, throw it out. Don't take any chances with your health. When stored correctly in a cool, dark place, your canned stash will essentially last forever, well beyond any stated shelf life. Ignore best-by dates, they're more about quality than safety. As long as cans stay in good condition, what's inside remains safe indefinitely. Whether it's peaches, green beans, or tomatoes, trust that canned foods will be there, remaining tasty and nutritious year after year. They aren't just survival food, think of them as your convenient, time-saving allies in the pantry. Convenience. Can't beat it. You open a can and in seconds your meal is halfway there. Mix them up or eat straight out of the can if you must. In emergencies, electricity might be gone, so the simplicity of canned goods means no refrigeration, no cooking, no stress. 4. Alcohol, the indestructible elixir for your stockpile. Alcohol, when stored correctly, is an invaluable addition to your emergency stockpile. It stands apart with its remarkable longevity and versatility. The appeal lies in its indefinite shelf life, especially for spirits like vodka, rum, and whiskey. These liquors, under proper conditions, will outlast most other consumables in your prepper stash. You don't have to worry about stale flavors or spoilage here. These spirits hold their own through the passage of time. There's no trick to storing alcohol other than making sure they're sealed tightly. This prevents oxidation, which can lead to changes in taste over time. Sunlight is your enemy. Store your bottles in a dark place to maintain their quality. Keep them upright to prevent alcohol from coming into contact with the cap, which could degrade over time. Beyond their ability to keep indefinitely, there's a plethora of reasons alcohol deserves a place on your stockpile list. In times of crisis, alcohol can be a damn useful commodity. Let's face it, relaxation can be hard to come by when stress levels are through the roof. Alcohol can provide that much needed relief, helping you unwind in the toughest of situations. Further, alcohol serves practical functions beyond just drinking. It can be a lifesaver when it comes to first aid. Alcohol's antiseptic properties make it useful for cleaning wounds, preventing infection, and disinfecting surfaces. It can also be used as a makeshift solvent or cleaner in a pinch. In the unforgiving scenarios where bartering becomes necessary, alcohol emerges as a valuable trade item. Historically, it has always been a hot commodity and can be swapped for other necessities that may be lacking in your supply. You might find that a few bottles of whiskey can open doors to trading possibilities you didn't expect. While alcohol provides these benefits, the key is moderation and awareness. A little goes a long way, and overconsumption can lead to impaired judgment, a risk you can't afford. Keep a handle on usage to ensure that it remains a boon rather than a bane. In times of emergency, the last thing you need is dulled senses or a dependency issue. 3. Rolled oats. Rolled oats are a must-have in your stockpile arsenal if you're serious about getting through emergencies or simply ensuring food security for the long haul. These are not just any food item. Rolled oats are extremely versatile and serve as a powerhouse breakfast staple. When talking about food items that don't expire, rolled oats are champions thanks to their ability to be stored for decades, yes, decades. With a shelf life ranging from 20 to 30 years when stored properly, these oats are as reliable as they come. Let's talk about storage. If you're serious about making sure these oats last as long as they can, you need to rethink your storage approach. Don't just toss them in a pantry and call it a day. Keep your rolled oats in a cool, dry place and use Mylar bags for the best results. Mylar bags are not an optional luxury, they're a necessity. They offer an added layer of protection against moisture and pests that regular Ziploc bags or containers simply can't provide. Seal those bags up tight and your oats are good to go for literally decades. It's a no-brainer. And it's not just about longevity. Rolled oats are nutritious, loaded with essential vitamins and minerals. They provide a valuable source of fiber, which can aid digestion and keep you feeling full for longer, important when rationing food is necessary. On top of that, they're packed with protein and can offer that much-needed energy boost to help you sail through tough times. Flexible in their use, rolled oats can be transformed into countless dishes. Keep it simple with traditional oatmeal, or venture into making muesli, granola bars, or even savory dishes if you're up to the challenge. When fresh ingredients may not be an option, having such a multi-purpose staple on hand can make meals during rough patches more bearable. But let's not get carried away by how amazing oats are. The bottom line is they are a smart bulk buy investment that can deliver consistent nourishment and comfort. If you're still on the fence about stockpiling oats, remember that in a world where anything can happen, being prepared is not just responsible, it's critical. So add rolled oats to your list of foods to stockpile without hesitation. Your future self will thank you when you're scooping up this golden food during a crisis, while others wonder what went wrong with their expiring canned goods and junk food. 2. Powdered milk. When scoping out foods that will endure through years, powdered milk stands out as an unlikely but critical player. Not just a bland backup for your daily dose of dairy, this stuff is a reliable dairy substitute that'll stick with you through decades of chaos, from catastrophic power outages to pandemic-induced grocery shortages. You think fresh milk's going to last you? Think again. Powdered milk is here to outlive anything that's stamped with an expiration date. For those uninterested in fancy storage systems, fear not. Just get some Mylar bags and stash your powdered stash in a spot that's cool and dry. Think closets, basements, or any utility room that doesn't see direct sunlight. Being in a transparent container? Rookie mistake. The secret here is no light and minimal air. Do it right, and some claim this dairy dust will still be good when you're reminiscing about how terrifying 2025 seemed way back in the day. This stuff isn't just for making milk. Think big. Need cream for your coffee? Add a little less water. Want to bake a cake but the shelves are bare? Add water and presto, you've got milk. It's like a dairy Swiss Army knife. Can you relive childhood nostalgia in instant mac and cheese dinners with this powdery marvel? Absolutely. The next time you're in gridlock surviving on the minimal, that's when you'll be thankful you've got a long-lasting source of calcium and protein within reach. But let's be clear, powdered milk isn't winning any taste awards. It's a means to an end. Usually one prompts for nostalgia over your food rations rather than a culinary delight. But its neutral taste fits seamlessly into plenty of dishes and beverages without overpowering anything else. The versatility is key, and that's where you'll find its true benefit. Some skeptics may argue there are better alternatives, yet none come as compact, reliable, or versatile. Fresh milk is a ticking time bomb. Almond milk has its merits but suffers from similar shelf stability issues. Powdered milk doesn't demand refrigeration. Knows nothing of spoilage while tucked away, and you only mix what you need. Get resourceful with it, and you just might find a secret weapon in your pantry you never thought you needed. In the realm of stocking up and bug-out bags, powdered milk might just be the unsung hero. It's about survival clad in white powder form. So when you're knee-deep in a post-apocalyptic world, this bag of dairy powder isn't about gourmet sips, it's survival. Plain and simple. Anyone serious about longevity and preparedness has it in their stash. A pivotal piece as you're building out your imperishable food fortress. Is it sexy? No. Is it necessary? Absolutely. Remember that list of foods that never expire? This is number 2, and for plenty of damn good reasons. 1. Sugar, your ultimate survival sweetener. Let's get one thing straight: sugar is a powerhouse when it comes to indefinite shelf life. You want an item that can weather the storm of time without becoming a culinary science experiment? Stockpile sugar. It's more than just a sweetener, it's a strategic asset in your emergency pantry. Sugar's longevity is largely due to its ability to attract and retain moisture. This might sound like a contradiction to preservation, but here's the kicker: it operates with such a low water activity level that it becomes inhospitable for bacterial and mold growth. Bacteria might be camouflaged as microscopic villains, but they're powerless against sugar's dry fortress. No spoilage, no surprises, just pure, unadulterated sweetness preserved for eternity. When stocking up, focus on pure granulated sugar. Avoid blends or variants with added flavors or moisture, like brown sugar or powdered sugar, which tend to clump and degrade over time. As far as storage goes, keep it dry. Store sugar in airtight containers and make sure it's shielded from moisture, pests, and direct sunlight. You want it to remain the constant, reliable ingredient it was meant to be. Just like a fine wine or an everlasting honey, sugar simply doesn't age in the harmful ways other foods do. And let's not forget about sugar's versatility in survival situations. Beyond its conventional use in baking or sweetening drinks, sugar can serve as an energy booster in a crisis. When the chips are down, the high glucose content provides a quick source of fuel for those life or death moments requiring rapid energy. Plus, it's crucial for creating preserves, turning fruits into long-lasting staples and offering a psychological boost when comfort is far from reach. But be warned, its eternal shelf life doesn't grant permission for complete indulgence. Health consciousness still applies. Excessive sugar can lead to insulin resistance, obesity, and dental decay, so treat it like the emergency ration it is, not a staple for everyday meals. In sum, if you're prepping for an uncertain future, sugar should feature prominently in your stockpile. It checks all the boxes: non-perishable, multifunctional, and easy to store. This isn't about culinary luxury. Sugar is a necessity for the savvy prepper, a sweet insurance policy against the unknown. Stack your shelves with sugar and sleep soundly knowing you've got a resilient ally against both the mundane and the catastrophic. In conclusion, preparing for uncertain times demands a strategic approach to your food stockpile. While fresh products have their place, it's the non-perishable items that will truly sustain you through the long haul. Powdered milk and sugar are just the start of a robust arsenal. These long-lasting items not only provide essential nutrients but also offer unmatched versatility in a variety of culinary applications. By investing in foods with indefinite shelf lives like honey, dried beans, and white rice, you're building a fortress against future food shortages or emergencies. Ultimately, the goal is longevity and preparedness, not just for surviving a crisis but thriving in it. So stock wisely, and let these enduring staples carry you through whatever the future holds.